Through this video, we want to show you how powerful constructed environments can be in conveying a message in virtual reality. You can immerse the user in a world that's completely imaginary or inaccessible. We'll use our own project, Polar Warning, as a visual aid to describe the various tools available in a storyteller's toolkit to reach their audience in a compelling first-hand experience that begs them to reconsider their complacency. Viewers are now actors in your world. Let's start with the physical setting. Designing 360 environments that are seemingly infinite can be a daunting task. We can break up the environment into a backdrop or a skybox and a set that we sculpt or model. The skybox is drawn behind all objects in the scene and creates an illusion of an infinite space beyond what is three-dimensionally modeled. For our project, we used a clear icy blue sky as the skybox, and this bare background transports the viewer to a secluded iceberg for their solo adventure, far away from any civilization. Regarding the modeling of the icebergs themselves, our design experimentation included the use of Rhino, 3ds Max, and Blender. With these tools, we created a range of landscapes in different visual styles. We started with more traditional modeling tools, exploring simple volumes, and continued with some advanced techniques defining shapes and curvatures through surface modeling. We quickly transitioned to 3D sculpting and texture painting to add more detail and information to our existing geometry. Our final scene was immersive, while also achieving a good balance between performance and realism. Now that we have this clay model of our environment, we can make it more legible by adding materials and lighting. Materials can be as basic as a color, but to elevate the rendered experience, you can add textures that are repeating patterns, normal maps that give the illusion of a Z-dimension, and finally, custom shaders. Let's dive deeper into custom shaders. Custom shaders are scripts that calculate the color of each pixel rendered based on the angles of available light sources, the viewing angle, and any other custom factors. For Iceberg, we used a shader that changed the color on extrusion of mesh vertices upon intersection with our pointer to give an illusion that the icebergs were melting. This way, we could achieve the same effect without having to embed interactive 3D animations, which would demand a lot of processing power and affect the overall quality of the experience. Material and lighting go hand in hand. The play of light and shadow is a great way to make the scene feel more realistic. Light is a memory expensive tool, but one that can create a very high fidelity outcome when used properly. A lot of VR content development is the art of practicing restraint when talking about lighting. Different types of light available in the scene include ambient light, which can be generated from the skybox itself, directional light, like the sun or a flashlight, and point light, like a bulb. Now, to bring the experience to life, we can add sounds. Like with any other media, adding ambient sounds in VR grounds the experience in familiarity. Whether that's the sound of a chirping bird or cars in a traffic jam, these everyday sounds help the viewer connect with the experience. In our project, we use sounds of wailing winds to create a feeling of despair and loneliness. Finally, and most importantly, VR has a unique advantage of allowing the user to experience sounds spatially. We can add clips at specific source coordinates, and by doing so, add depth to the experience. This is a great way to influence the viewer's behavior whilst in the experience and attract their attention to a particular location. These cracking noises would play when an iceberg would shatter to get the user to turn around and look there. We hope that through this session, we were able to highlight some tools that you can use to create an imaginary yet compelling and immersive experience that would help you tell your story.